विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश धार्मिक जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते चैतन्य चंद्राय। ओम नमो भगवते चैतन्य चंद्राय। ओम नमो भगवते चैतन्य चंद्राय। Hare Krishna, all devotees of this section. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for joining the class. We are fortunate that we are hearing the transcendental conversation between Lord Chaitanya and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was explaining a very significant verse which contains the entire Vedic wisdom, approximately the entire Vedic wisdom, Matmaram Vach. While I studied from Chaitanya Sikha, just now I was reading, I became surprised. What I am presenting, I am surprised. I am not presenting. As it had been explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. So I am extremely disappointed. I am just explaining you a drop of an immeasurable ocean, that Atmaram Bhaj. I have also not only understood the exact meaning of Atmaram Bhaj. So, we have an opportunity to understand this Atmaram Bhaj. It is so vast and so expansive that Bap re Bap. Today I studied, I thought, oh, Lord Chaitanya had explained. Atmaram has multi-dimensional meanings. That means, in some substance we can understand that devotional service is very powerful. That can attract anyone. There are different types of Jnanis, Brahmavadis and different types of Jnanis. One is Brahmavadi, another is impersonalist. The devotional Jnanis are also they who achieve emergence into impersonal Brahman, means Brahman realization. Without devotional service, they cannot achieve. The Jnanis who achieve Brahman realization without devotional service, they fall down. But the Jnanis who achieve liberation with devotional service, even a pinch of devotional service, they do not fall down. So there is so subtle difference between that. I became surprised to know. Okay, anyway, which verse we are continuing? Vishnu Mataji?
216. 216.
Can explain you this Atmaram Bhaj from Chaitanya, from Sanatan Sikkha, Dr. Chaitanya Charitamrita. You will be completely surprised and you will be delighted. There is a vast meaning. Okay, we have slightly studied Atmaram. So conversation is going on between Lord Chaitanya is explaining Atmaram verse to Sarvam Bhattacharya. Atmaramascha munnaya mirganthapi urukrame kurbanti ahetuking bhaktim itham bhuta guna harihi. This is a very fantastic verse. Approximately, I had not understood the exact meaning of this verse so far, because you all gave me an opportunity of presenting. So I studied. So this verse is so Baap re Baap. I am not expressing in words. That's why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can know, understand. Even can't be so easily understood. Okay, anyway. I will successfully present to all the meaning, exact meaning, means the very fantastic and glorious meaning. Okay, anyway, so far as this chapter is concerned, let us conclude. There are some few verses, and then this chapter will be completed. So, Aradina Prabhu Gela Jagannath Darshane. Darsana karilla Jagannath Sayodhane. Darsana karilla Jagannath Sayodhane. Early the following morning, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Lord Jagannath in the temple, and he saw the Lord rise from his bed. So after explaining to Sarvam Bhattacharya, he went to Jagannath temple directly. And Pujari Aniyamala Prasadana Dila. Prasadana Malapana Prabhu Harsa Harila. The priest that presented him with garlands and prasadam that had been offered to Lord Jagannath. This pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very much. Prasadi Mala was offered. The garland, which is already offered to the Lord, is usually offered to devotees, because that is non-different from the Lord. And Mahaprasadam is also non-different from the Lord. Because we are in the process of Krishna consciousness. We have to engage in all activities of Krishna, all paraphernalia, all components. Prasadam, Prasadimala, Arthika services, devotee association, book distribution, hearing Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavad Gita. So this is all about Krishna consciousness. If for 1 second you are dislocated, or you are away from Krishna consciousness, Baap re Baap, that is a dangerous time for you. Right? So, Sahi Prasad Dhanamala Achale Bandhiya Bhattacharya Ghare Aila Torayukta Hana. Carefully trying the prasad among garlands in a cloth, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hastened to the house of Sarvam Bhattacharya. He returned to Sarvam Bhattacharya's house because his mind is reborn by Sarvam Bhattacharya. Arunodaya kale kaila prabhura agamana sei kale Bhattacharya haila jagarana. He arrived at Bhattacharya's house a little before sunrise. Just when Bhattacharya was rising from bed, Bhattacharya had not bathed, had not performed Snana Sautaji activities. Lord Chaitanya is there before sunrise. Oh, Bhagya! Bhattacharya, you are so fortunate. Mahaprabhu is Lord Jagannath himself. So, Krishna Sputta Pali Bhattacharya Jagila Krishna Nama Suni Prabhura Ananda Bodhila. So, Sarva Bhattacharya arose from bed, distinctly chanted Krishna Krishna. Means Mahamantra, Hare Krishna. By that time, that was the pronunciation. Lord Chaitanya was very pleased to hear him chant the holy name of Krishna. So, Lord Chaitanya's name is Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit was born in Yoga Pit in Mayapur. You can visit that place there. Under a Nimma tree, while he was born, he started crying. And when people chanted Mahamantra, he was stopping his crying. So everybody knew that this boy is fond of Mahamantra. Nimai Pandit. So, when Bhattacharya chanted Krishna Krishna, Mahaprabhu became delighted. So please imagine, if you are chanting every day 16 rounds, what you are thinking? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not becoming happy. He is the Lord himself. And we are trying to offensively chant. That is the success of life. So, please do not compromise with your chanting under any circumstances. Chanting is the foundation of our devotional principle, which is Mahaprabhu is very fond of such service. Bahire Prabhura teno paila darashana aste baste asi kaila charana bandhana. The Bhattacharya noticed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu outside, and with great haste he went to him and offered prayers unto his lotus feet. Instantly and immediately you have to offer your humble obeisances to Vaishnava or Lord Krishna. You will see, no, here I will offer obeisances, I will be insulted. There is a public gathering, many people are there. No. I will go to a secluded place and then I will offer obeisances to this Vaishnava. No. You have to instantly offer your obeisances. Wherever you are and what is the situation with you. You will say, no, my students are with me. Why I will offer obeisances to students will insult me? Okay. You keep your obeisances with you. Right? Keep it with you for your glories. Your obeisances later will have to pay you cost. That has no meaning at all. Means you are adopting artificiality. Whenever you see a Vaishnava, means whom you have respect and reverence, who is spiritually guiding you, who is important for you in your spiritual life, you have to immediately offer him humble obeisances. Of course, you may not fall upon his lotus feet, but you have to touch his feet and you have to offer your obeisances in a difficult situation. But in a public gathering, public place, you will play foul game, artificiality. Means you cannot proceed in bhakti life after never. Completely impossible. I was adopting that procedure earlier, but then I understood it is completely shameful and it's not wise. Suppose I am sitting in my court hall. Yes, that is a different situation, so I have to offer obeisances in that position, not by jumping over the dais and will offer obeisances, but not like that. Vaishnava understands and realizes the situation. That can be managed in a different circumstance, but you have to offer, immediately offer your respectful obeisances to the Vaishnava so that you must understand that you have discharged your duty. So in that way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sai Bhata says, instantly and immediately offered his obeisances to Mahaprabhu, who was standing in front of his house before sunrise. Basita Sanandiya Duhenta Basila Prasadana Khuli Prabhu Tara Hoite Dila. The Bhattacharya offered a carpet for the Lord to sit upon, and both of them sat there. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu opened the prasadam and placed it in the hands of Bhattacharya. Jagannath Mahaprasadam Mahaprabhu had carried with him. See the love of the Lord towards his devotee. Prasadana Pana Bhattacharya Ananda Hoila Snana Sandhya Danta Dhavana Yadyapi Na Koila. He had not performed any Sauchadi. Snana Sauchadi performances without a before sunrise. Bhattacharya had not become a Raghunandan devotee by that time. He joined Krishna consciousness just before. So it is never expected that he was a senior devotee. Attended before sunrise, and he might have completed all his morning. Prasadena Panam Ananda Lila Snana Sandhya Dana Danta Dhavana Yakaila. Okay. That verse had not even washed his mouth, nor had he taken his bath or finished his morning. It is nonetheless simply see the prasadam of Lord Jagannath. And he is reaching you. Okay. This is breakfast time. Let me take Boda, Singada, Halwa, and I will take Mahaprasadam as lunch. No. When Mahaprasadam, because it is not different from the Lord. You cannot keep it to take it later. That is a disrespect towards Mahaprasadam. You will immediately offer your humble obeisances to Mahaprasadam, and at least you have to take portion of Mahaprasadam immediately, and you may take later. That is not a general food like other foodstuffs. Chaitanya Prasade Manera Sabo Jadya Gela Ei Sloko Podi Ana by the Master Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the duties, all the dullness in the mind of Sai Bhattacharya was eradicated. After reciting the following two verses, he ate the Mahaprasadam, he ate the Prasadam offered to him. He honored Mahaprasadam. Now he is reciting two important verses. You have to also remember this verse. What verse he is reciting? Towards Lord Chaitanya? This verse. These two verses he recited. Suskam Prasuddham Vapi Suskam Prasuddham Vapi Nityam Va Durodas Sata Suskam Parushitam Vapi Nityam Va Durodas Sata Prapti Matrena Bhoktapyam Natra Kala Vicharana. Bhattacharya said, one should eat the Mahaprasadam. This is a message for all of us. So Bhattacharya is Krishna consciousness. Even though it is dried up, stale or brought from a distant country, one should consider neither time nor place. So immediately you have to honor Mahaprasada, irrespective of time, place and circumstances and its condition. That is the glory of Mahaprasada. Otherwise, Nadesa niyama tatra nakala niyama tatha praptam arnam dustam sistai bhaktavyam hari abrabit. The prasadam of the Lord Krishna is to be eaten by gentlemen as soon as it is received without any delay. There should not be any hesitation, no hesitation. There are no regulative principles concerning time and place. Saucha or Shaucha, no discrimination. You may be Saucha, you may be Asaucha. You have to immediately play it like Namna Nama Kari Bhogudha Nija Sarva Sakti Tatra Pita Niyamitaha Smaranana Kalaha. I like the holy name. The rules and regulations do not apply for the holy name. Similarly, Mahaprasadam is also beyond rules and regulations. You may be Saucha, may be Asaucha, immediately and instantly you have to honor Mahaprasadam. That Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is establishing. देखी आनंदित हईला महाप्रभुर मन प्रेमाविष्ट हन प्रभु कहला आलिंगन. So Lord Chaitanya embraced whom? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Ecstatically pleased. When Lord Chaitanya is becoming pleased, he is embraced. And the same Mahaprabhu refused to associate with the Prataprudadev. Prataprudadev is the king. But with a devotee, how is dealing with it? Embracing immediately. So this is the beauty of the Lord. This is Mahaprabhu. देखी आनंदित हईला महाप्रभुर मन प्रेमाविष्ट हन प्रभु कहला आलिंगन. Chaitanya was pleased to see this. He became extracting love of God and embraced Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Is Vishwanathji, you have any question?
No.
What question you have?
Prabhu, earlier you told before taking Mahaprasad, others Mahaprasad is
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणी वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्य बतांग राजन विश्वास नैव जायते. They were less right in their account. They do not appreciate Mahaprasad, Govinda, Nam, holy name, Vaishnava. नाम ब्राह्मणी वैष्णवे स्वल्प पुण्य बतांग राजन विश्वास नैव जायते. They do not believe, they do not respect these four principles. So Mahaprasad is one among them. We have to give respect like the Lord. What is your doubt? Your doubt is clear. Like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's doubt is clear. So the Lord servant embraced. Lord and servant. Servant means now Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became servant. He was earlier a Vedantist. Servant. Servant means devotee. Servant of Krishna is the greatest designation. What do you think? Servant of your husband is the lowest designation. Servant of Krishna is the highest designation. Servant. Das. My name is Govind Das. Means what? I am a servant of Lord Govind. Govind is Lord, Krishna himself. He is a different, very fantastic incarnation, Govind. He is the instructing spiritual worshipable deity to establish Avidya principle. Is it not? So that's meant the servant of the Lord. This is the highest designation, Krishna consciousness. So they embraced each other and began to dance. And dance. Simply by touching each other, they became ecstatic, delighted. This happiness, where from we will get? This sort of happiness? Can you get from sense enjoyment? This happiness? Because of what happiness? Lord Chaitanya is embracing. He is honoring Mahaprabhu. There is no happiness at all. But how they are relishing the transcendental pleasure? How you can share your views? Is it happiness here? Are you finding happiness, or there is no happiness here?
Happiness here.
Lord Krishna is himself present. So they are embracing with each other. They are ecstatically become delighted. Can you derive such happiness from sense enjoyment? Can you derive such happiness? Just compare. Sed कंप अश्रु दुहे आनंदे बसिला अष्टसात्विक विकार भाव shed sweating from body कंप your body will tremble, will vibrate. Ashru, tears will fall down. Duhe anande basila prema vista hana prabhu kahite lagila. They danced and embraced. Spiritual symptoms manifested in their bodies. They perspired, trembled, and shed tears. And the Lord began to speak in his ecstasy. Now Mahaprabhu is now speaking. Aji mune anayase jininu tribhuvana aji mune karinu vaikuntha arohana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, today I have conquered the three worlds very easily. Like Guru Kram, Lord Vamandev. He remembered his Vamandev incarnation. Right? Today, that was also possible. Today I have ascended to the spiritual world. That he is how spiritual world? Because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a Brahma, but was an impersonalist. His destination was Brahman effulgence, Brahma Jyoti. But now he had ascended, not descended, ascended to spiritual world. And Golok Vrindavan, if you will associate the devotees, then you will go to Golok Vrindavan. Golok Vrindavan is the highest state. Still, achievement of Vaikuntha is not a small achievement. Vaikuntha achievement is not small. There's a very thin layer difference. Vaikuntha achievement is also highest achievement in life. Aji mora purna hoila sarva abhilasha sarvabhaumera hoila moha prasade vishwasa. When Sarvabhauma Mahapatra honored Mahaprasadam so graciously, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very delighted. So if you will honor Mahaprasadam, you will definitely obtain the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? Mahaprabhu is I think that today all my desires have been fulfilled because I see that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has acquired faith in Mahaprasadam, Lord Jagannath. Mahaprasade Govinde Nam Brahma Nimbhaisnave. So just try to understand. Aji tume niskopote hoila Krishnasraya. You shelter under lotus feet of Krishna. Krishna aji niskopote toma hoila sadaya. Because of your simplicity and innocence, Krishna benedicted his unlimited mercy to you. ଆଜି ସେ ଖଣ୍ଡିଲା ତୁମାର ଦେହା ଦିବନ୍ଧନ. You are liberated from material bondage. ଆଜି ତୁମେ ଛିନ୍ନ କହିଲ ମାୟାର ବନ୍ଧନ. Also you saved yourself from illusory energy, from the external energy of my external energy, shackles of illusory energy. ଆଜି କୃଷ୍ଣ ପ୍ରାପ୍ତି ଯୋଗ୍ୟ ହଇଲ ତୁମାର ମନ. ବେଦ ଧର୍ମ ଲାଗ୍ମି କହିଲ ପ୍ରସାଦ ଭକ୍ଷଣ. Today your mind has become fit to take shelter of lotus feet of Krishna because suppressing the Vedic regulative principles you have eaten the remnants of food offered to Lord. What Vedic principles provide? Do not touch Mahaprasadam when you are inauspicious. Don't touch. Take your bath. Take your bath. Be clean first. Then Mahaprasadam. Veda provides that. Because Veda is governed by rules and regulations. Karma Kanda. If you are not, if you are in an auspicious condition, can you go to deity room? If you are inauspicious, you are asaucha, can you go to deity room? No. Veda forbids, restricts. But what Krishna consciousness provides? Even you are inauspicious, you can chant the holy name. Can also honor Mahaprasadam. So surpassing the Vedic regulative principles. Ena tena prakarena mana Krishna nivesayat. Sarva vidi nisedasyur etayar eva kinkara. The purpose of life is to engage our mind in the service of the Lord. All the rules and regulations of Veda are the servants of these two rules. What are these two rules? Smartavyam kirtayant Vishnu Vismartavya Nanjadu Siddh Sharpavedi Nisedasyu Etayar Eva Kinkar. There are two fundamental rules. What are those two rules? Number one is remember Krishna always. Do not forget Krishna at any time. These are two rules. So how can you remember and how can you remember Krishna every time and how you cannot forget Krishna at any point of time? Only if you will follow strictly. What? If you will chant the holy name. If you have keen attention, you have attention towards chanting, okay, you go to chanting. Means you are every time connected with Krishna. Because you cannot enter the deity room. You cannot offer artic services. Other services are restricted for you. In an inauspicious or in a social stage or status, what can you do at best? Because your duty is to remember Krishna every time. How can you remember? By chanting the holy or reading Bhagavad. There is no restriction at all. We have to find ways how every time we become engaged with Krishna services. So you have to select those services. And nectar of instruction we have studied. We have to accept the principles which are favorable to Krishna consciousness. Because a woman become inauspicious for 15 days during her menstrual cycle. Does it mean that she will remain away from Krishna services? No. That's why in Bhagavad Gita Krishna stated. What Krishna stated? What Krishna stated in Bhagavad Gita? Mani partha vyapasritya papo yono yoyo pate Stri Subhaisya Tatha Sudra Tepi Yanti Parangatim. Why Krishna stated so? You thought that Krishna criticized women. No. Why Krishna stated so? Vishnu Mataji once asking, so how the women are inferior? No, not like that. Not in that sense. Because women have some menstrual cycles. That is the characteristic of women. What can be done? Because sometimes they are becoming inauspicious, means asaucha. Even though they are asaucha, they can achieve Golo Vrindavan by chanting the Hulla. So there is a concession provided in this verse. Therefore, surpassing all Vedic rules, Sarvam Bhattacharya honored Mahaprasadam without taking bath.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is it possible and practical in our life without taking bath?
Without taking bath, you can chant the whole name, you can honor Mahaprasadam. Why it is not practical? That is just consciousness, the psychological understanding. Whenever we are chanting, we are taking bath and chanting. That has been the practice. You can also chant. Suppose there is a situation you are not bathing. Can you give up chanting that day? Suppose there is a situation. Suppose there is a situation in your family. You cannot bath. But there is no water in your quarters or in your house. Suppose under certain circumstances water supply is stopped. It is impossible to collect water for the time being. What will do? Today chanting is stopped.
Okay.
Why will you stop chanting? Krishna has provided an opportunity to chant even though you are not clean or you have not completed your Snana Sochati works because of illusory energy of the Lord. External energy is dangerous. That may sometimes give you trouble. You should not be affected. Now a test is given for you, whether you are chanting or not. What Sarvam Bhattacharya did, Mahaprabhu became very delighted. Why? Without taking bath even, before sunrise, Mahaprabhu sits there with Mahaprasadam and he immediately honored. But he could have stated, yes, Mahaprabhu, I will honor Mahaprasadam after taking bath. Mahaprabhu would not have been so much delighted. So suppose a Vaishnava is reaching your house. Vishnu Mataji, let us sit together to chant your name. Prabhuji, I have not taken bath. Let me go to river Ganges, take bath there and I will come back, then we will sit to chant. No. Immediately you have to honor and respect the holy name of the Lord. That is called Name Ruchi. I am every time prepared to associate the holy name. That must be the consciousness. Samsa eva bhagavananta yedeta ananta sarvatma nasrita pado yadi nirvirlikam tadostaram ati taranti cha deva mayam naishyam mamaham yitidi sasikala bhakye. When a person takes shelter of lotus feet of Supreme Personal Godhead without reservation, the unlimited merciful Lord bestows His causeless mercy upon him. Thus he can pass over the insurmountable ocean of nescience. Those whose intelligence is fixed in the bodily conception, who think I am this body, are fit food are feed food for dogs and jackals, their body will be thrown away and jackals and dogs will eat the body. They who think that I am this body. The Supreme Lord never bestowed His mercy upon such people. So we have to give bodily consciousness. We have to rise to spiritual consciousness. I am not this body, I am the soul. My duty is to serve the Lord. Because soul is part and parcel of the Lord. In that way, I will achieve the supreme transcendental abode. That is Golo Vrindavan. And my body will be left here in this mortal world. But I will go to the spiritual world. Repeatedly this should not happen. Every time I will die, my body will be thrown away, jackals and dogs will eat. So long as I will remain with the body, every time I will die, and every time jackals and dogs will eat my body. So that is what it is stated. We should rise above bodily conception of life. So Krishna stated this is the most confidential knowledge. Which is the most confidential knowledge in Bhagavad Gita? This is the most confidential knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhya mokkhay swami ma sucha. What does it mean? You abandon all your religious principles, so-called religious principles. Surrender upon my lotus feet. Yes, be confident, without any doubt, that I will definitely deliver you. All your sins will be destroyed. That is Krishna's assurance. This is the most confidential knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. Most confidential knowledge, which was given by Krishna in the end chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the 18th chapter. 18th chapter, the last chapter. Krishna confidentially stated to Arjuna, declare this. I will definitely deliver. I will protect you. All your sins will be destroyed. Your life will be perfect. But the condition is that you have to surrender upon my lotus feet by abandoning all religious principles. Prabhuji, I have been doing Lakshmi Puja since 3 generations. How it is possible? Prabhuji, in our house, Santosima Brata is going on. Prabhuji, Lakshmi Puja, Santosima Puja, many worships are going in our houses since time immemorial. How it is possible? Then that Shirdi Sai Baba, Sat Sai Baba, Baba. I was just, someone has, it is condemnable. Some of our devotees had sent a message regarding Shirdi Sai Baba. Someone is proving him. Is Lord. These messages are also transmitted. Okay. Shastra will prove who is Lord. Person cannot prove someone as Lord. Shastra will speak for who is Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord. In all Shastra it is described in different Puranas. Most particularly Bhagavatam, Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, here also Srila Prabhupada is explaining, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Kevala Visera Bhanda, Narottam Das Thakur. कर्मकांड ज्ञानकांड केवल विषयर भांड. So karmakandis and jnanakandis, karmis and jnanis, they are unfortunate. They cannot receive the mercy of the Lord. Whereas Bhavanangjan manang ante jnanavanman prapadyante vasudevah sarvam iti samahatma sudurlabha. So, the devotee understands the Lord in his Bhagavan form, Satchidananda, Tanu, Brajendra Nandana, releases transcendental happiness. But Jnanis are not unlike him. Of course, he is a transcendentalist, but devotee is the greatest. Sudurlava, rarest. एता कही महाप्रभु आइला निज स्थाने सेई हईते भट्टाचार्यर खंडिला अभिमाने. After speaking to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to his residence. From that day on, the Bhattacharya was free because his false pride had been dismantled. What was his false pride? What was his false pride? Brahman achievement is the last destination of his life. Vedantist. Philosophy of impersonalism. His belief in the philosophy of impersonalism was dismantled. That was his false pride. Chaitanya charana bine nahi jane ana bhakti vinu shastrera ara nakare vyakhyana. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without devotional service, he did not speak anything thereafter. As you all are becoming Krishna conscious, every time we are speaking about Krishna, that habit he developed. Scriptural instructions he disseminated. He preached Krishna consciousness like Prahlad Maharaj. When Prahlad was 5 years old, he was preaching Krishna consciousness. When his father Hiranyakashipu asked him, "Oh, my dear boy, my dear Prahlad, okay, what you had studied from your both teachers, Sanda and Amartya?" What he said, do you know? Ravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Dasyam Sakhyam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atmani Vedanam. Hiranyakashipu becomes surprised. What? Madness? I had taught you to read politics, to rule the kingdom. What you had studied? What is this science? This is Krishna consciousness. There are 9 limbs of devotional service. Nonsense. Vishnu is my enemy. You are preaching the philosophy of Vishnu. Sanda Marka, where you are? Why I had appointed you? What you have taught this child? Arrest Sanda and Amarka, punish them. Sanda and Amarka were produced. My Lord, we had not taught him. That boy is so. While we are not in classes, he was teaching the students about the science. He is spontaneous. He has inborn quality to teach Krishna consciousness. Please excuse us. We are not responsible. Oh, this is a dangerous boy. Dangerous boy. I will definitely kill him. So Hiranyakashipu planned to kill that boy since that day. Hadar is becoming enemy of the son who is serving Krishna. What is the greatest danger in this world? Husband is becoming enemy. Wife is becoming enemy. Brother is becoming enemy. Friend is becoming enemy. Guru, so-called Guru is becoming enemy. If someone is becoming Krishna conscious. What to do? To follow them or to be Krishna conscious? What is the right path, right way?
Krishna conscious.
Oh, Vishnu Mata is very determined. She cannot compromise. Today guests are present in his house, in her house, her own sister and relatives, but she is in the class. I propose to postpone the class today. No, today class will go on. Right. So, Chaitanya Charana bine nahi jane ana bhakti binu shastre ara nakare vyakhana. From that onwards, Sarvam Bhattacharya preached Krishna consciousness. Gopinatha Acharya Tara Vaishnavatta dekhiya Hari Hari boli nache hatte tali diya. Gopinath Acharya was a staunch devotee of Lord Chaitanya. He had a plan to make Bhattacharya Krishna conscious. So, Gopinath Acharya became very delighted. Hari Hari Bola. He became very delighted. Chanted Hari Hari. Aradina Bhattacharya aile darshane. Jagannatha nandekhi aile Prabhu sthane. On the next day, without going to Jagannath temple, Sarvam Bhattacharya directly went to take darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He understood that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Lord Chaitanya. Dandavata kari kaila bahu vidha stuti dainya kari kahe nija purvadur mati. But Bhattacharya stated, blamed himself, criticized his conduct, fell down flat upon his lotus feet with utmost humility, offered prayers. Bhakti sadhana shrestha sunite hoila mana Prabhu upadesa kaila nama sankirtana. What is the conclusive statement of Lord Chaitanya? Then Bhattacharya asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which item is most important in the execution of devotional service? Question inquired, tat vidhi pranipatena. Pariprasana se bhaya upadekyanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. Tattvadarshi, the spiritual master will impart you knowledge if you will approach him, serve him and inquire from him. Right? So similarly now, Sarvam Bhattacharya became a devotee of Lord Chaitanya and he inquired from him which item of devotional service is the most important item. What Lord replied? Most important item was the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Glorious. Chanting the holy name of the Lord is the most important item of devotional service. Hare Nam, Kevalam, Kalu, Nasteva, Gatir, Nada. Kalikali Nam Rupe, Krishna Avatar. Nam Hoite Haile Sarva Jagat Nishta. Nama Sankirtana Binu Nahi Yar Dharma. Did you all understand? Understood or not?
Yes,
So,
Babaji.
of all items of devotional service, chanting the holy name is foundational. It is the spinal cord of the body system of devotional service. So we should never neglect and ignore chanting the holy name. That is concluded by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord Himself. Hare Nam, Kevalam, Palo, Nasteva, Gatir Anyatha. Isamtu Antagatam Papam Jananam Punya Karmanam Te Dunda Moha Nirmukta Bhajante Mam Dridha Brata Kaler Dosa Nidhi Rajan Asti Eko Mohan Guna Kirtanada Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Brajet Kritayada Dhayata Visnum Tretayam Yayate Makhyayi Dvapare Paricharyayam Kalota Hari Kirtanat. So these are the glorious verses advocating the super excellence of holy name of the Lord. এই শ্লোকের অর্থ শুনিলা করিয়া বিস্তার শুনি ভট্টাচার্য মনে হইলা চমৎকার. So Bhattacharya was wondered after hearing all these explanations in relation to the holy name of the Lord. Gopinath Acharya bole ame purbe ye koila suno Bhattacharya tomaro seita hoila. Gopinath Acharya then reminded Bhattacharya, my dear Bhattacharya, what I foretold to you has now taken place. I had earlier stated you about Krishna consciousness, you were denying. Now what you understood? Bhattacharya Kari Namaskar. He also offered his respectful obeisances to whom? Gopinath Acharya. Tumhara sambandhe Prabhu Krupa Kaila More. What he realized? That because of your mercy, Lord Chaitanya gave his mercy to me. So you are important for me in my life. Expressed his gratitude towards Gopinath Acharya. तुम्हें महाभागवत आमे तर्क अंधे प्रभु कृपा कहले मोरे तुम्हारा संबंधे. You are the first class devotee, whereas I am in darkness of logical arguments. Because of your relationship with the Lord has bestowed his benediction upon me. Because of you, I am fortunate. विनय सुनि तुस्ते प्रभु कहिलो आलिंगन कहिलो यान करह ईश्वर दर्शन. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased with this sample statement of Sarva Bhattacharya. He understood. Yes, he has obligations towards his spiritual master, Pathapadasa Guru. After embracing the Bhattacharya, he said, now go see Lord Jagannath in the temple. जगदानंद दामोदर दुई संगे लन घरे आइल भट्टाचार्य जगन्नाथ देखिया. After visiting Lord Jagannath, Sarvam Bhattacharya returned home with Jagadananda Pandit and Damodar. They are also two devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Yes, उत्तम उत्तम प्रसाद बहुत आनिला निज विप्र हाते दुई जन संगे दिला. So Sarvabhattacharya collected very delicious foodstuffs with Mahaprasadam from Jagannath and distributed to all of them because he was the main priest of Jagannath temple. निज कृत दुई श्लोक लिखिया ताले पते प्रभु के दिहा बोली दिला जगदानंद हते. So he wrote, he compiled 2 verses and handed over to Jagannath Pandit to offer to the Lord. Sarvabhattacharya is writing 2 verses. प्रभु स्थान आइला दुहे प्रसाद पत्री लन मुकुंद दत्त पत्री नीला तार होते पान. So Mukunda Datta took palm tree where he had written the 2 verses. Mukunda Datta is also one of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. 2 श्लोक बाहिर भइते लिखिया रखिला तबे जगदानंद पत्री प्रभु के लान दिला. So Jagannath took the palm tree and handed over to Mahaprabhu. प्रभु श्लोक पढ़ी पत्र छिंडिया हे लीला वितये देखी भक्त सब श्लोक कंठे कइला. So immediately Mahaprabhu tore that palm leaf after reading the verses. Why? The reason here is that here वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योग शिक्षार्थम एक पुरुष पुमान श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपाम भूर्याह तम अहम प्रपद्ये is glorifying the Lord by glorifying the Lord Chaitanya. That let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real knowledge. His devotional service and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because he is an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender unto his lotus feet. This is in Kavi Karnampur. This is the then another verse. Kalan nastam bhakti yoga nijam ya tadus kartum Krishna Chaitanya nama abhirbuta satasya padana pinde gadam gadam lilatam chitta bringa. Let my consciousness, which is like honey bee, take shelter of lotus feet of Super Personality of Godhead, who has just now appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach the ancient system of devotional service to himself. This system had almost been lost due to influence of time. So that he is glorifying the Lord in these 2 verses. Then, এই 2 শ্লোক ভক্ত কণ্ঠে রত্ন হার সার্বভৌমের কীর্তি ঘোষে দুঃখ বেদ পদ্য কর. So all the devotees should what? Should কণ্ঠে রত্ন হার. Should should keep around their neck like a garland, because these are 2 important verses. Realize now, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma hoila Prabhur bhakta ekatana Mahaprabhur seva bina nahi jane ana. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became honorable devotee Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He did not know anything but the service of the Lord. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sachi Sutta Guna Dham. Ei dhyana, ei japa. No, his Nama. Bhattacharya always chanted the holy name of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, son of Mother Satya and deserver of all good qualities. Indeed, chanting the holy names became his meditation. Savar meditation is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Ekadina Sarvabhauma Prabhu आइला नमस्कार करी श्लोक पढ़िते लागिला. One day Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and after offering obeisances began to recite a verse that will study in the next class. Right? That will be studied in the next class. So let me wind up this session. We are ahead of time.
महाप्रभु काहे सोटुडा फाड़ी दिले.
There is a misinterpretation by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya glorified devotional service that Mukti Pade Sadaiva, he wrote it Bhakti Pade. The verse, Brahma's prayer. Brahma is speaking that What is Brahma's prayer? The Susamikya Mana. Tatya Susamikya Mana. Atmakrutam Vipakam. Deha Bhava Bapo Vidadhanu Namaste. Ye Jibet Sa Mukti Pada Dayabhak. Means, what is the meaning of that? He who understands that I am suffering in this material world due to my previous bad activities, sinful activities. Lord is not responsible for that. Recapitulating this understanding, assimilating this understanding is in mind. He who engages in mind, body and words in the service of the Lord, he is entitled to the path of liberation. So what Sarvam Bhattacharya did, he struck down. Right? He struck down that Mukti Pada, and what he wrote there? Bhakti Pada. Because he glorified devotional service. Mukti completely remained away from his mindset. So he wrote the Bhakti Pada. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disagreed. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu argued that Mukti Pada means Lord Krishna's lotus feet is also for the liberated persons. Lord's lotus feet is also for the liberated. Lord also gives liberation to others. Without the mercy of the Lord, no one can be liberated. So Mukti Pada means Lord's lotus feet is also the shelter of the Jnani. Right? So we'll read in the verse after later. That is why he did not, because he did not reject, but Sarva Bhattacharya become very overwhelmed. Bhakti means he did not care anything. Started throwing stones here and there. Oh, Bhakti, we had after Bhakti. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discarded his interpretation when he caught that word and inserted a Bhakti Pada. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained him nicely. So Sarvam Bhattacharya became delighted again. Right? That you will learn in the next class. And also we will again read this Atmanam verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita Sanatana Shiksha. Then you will understand, oh, Bapri Bap, Atmanam verse is so wonderful. Now you did not understand clearly what is Atmanam verse. 61 type, not 71, I had wrongly stated. 71, 61 interpretations. Okay, the same verse. I think Atmanam verse contains the entire syllabus of Krishna consciousness. Glorifying Bhakti, glorifying transcendental qualities of the Lord, glorifying holy name. Everything. Right? Jai Chaitanya Charitamrita ki.
Jai.
Jai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki.
Jai.
Karunavatara Kalu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki.
Jai.
Karunavatara Kalu. Karunavatara, merciful incarnation of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the merciful incarnation of the Lord. Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Samved Bhakta Vrinda ki.
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Brahmanande.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Hari.
Hari Hari Bol.
Oh.